So, hello everybody, what is going on? It is Kibishimaki here, and welcome back to some more Pokemon Emerald. We're getting a call from Mikel. Pokemon are great, you just lost another battle. Alright then, well, anyways, yeah, we're back playing Pokemon Emerald, and last time, well, we went around seeing what we can do with our new trusty bike and Rock Smash available to us. We traveled back to Dewford, explored the rest of Granite Cave, made way to Rustboro, got some items, and headed through Rust Turf Tunnel to reunite Wanda and her boyfriend. This time, well, right here in Verdant Turf, there isn't really much to check out except to see just what Wanda and her boyfriend have to say. You are... Oh, right, I get it. You're Isaac, who Wally was telling me about. I'm Wally's cousin. Glad to meet you. I think Wally's become a lot more lively and healthy since he came here. Thanks to you, I can see my girlfriend every day. Happy you bet I am. That's really all that there is. There isn't much else to say, or there really isn't much else to say or do about it. Other than that, of course, we've already been through this route and we've already checked out the daycare, but that was really all that there is left to see in Verdant Turf. And really, the only place left to go is north. So let's not waste too much time and let's get a move along just to see what there is. With Rock Smash in tow now. Boom! We can smash the rock, and of course, upon doing so, there's also the possibility of having an encounter. This is where you can get the chance to fight Geodudes. Any rocks you smash has the possibility of spawning one. Geodudes, I believe I've been over already, but if I haven't, rock ground types, sturdy in their defenses, but terrible special defenses, so they kind of just get outmatched by everything and KO to almost anything. Aside from that, evolve at 25 into Graveler and via trade into Golem. Still very powerful defensively, however, does poorly in everything else, and kind of gets sat on by various other rock and ground type Pokemon. If you don't raise your Pokemon some more, it can be tough to keep winning up through the ranks. I've heard the Pokemon League's Elite Four are far stronger than any gym leader. Well, you'd be correct in this. We check here, we have these two people just standing around. I guess we can talk with them and see what they have to say. Oh, we just spotted a tough-looking trainer here of all places. Okay, roll the camera. Let's get this interview. On this route, as well as a couple others that we'll see periodically, we will run into interviewer Gabby and Ty. They will always have the Magnemite and Whisper, and they will continue on as you fight them. The Pokemon will go stronger. The interesting thing is, after defeating them, they will interview you, and you will be able to put a word in that will appear on TV. Whatever appears, that is up to you. However you want to roll it is all according to the way you set it up. There isn't much else really to it, or anything too crazy to note, so of course, I'm going to keep what I say hidden, and then we'll move on to see what happens afterward. So eventually, when we run across the TV, you guys can see just what I had them take in as my word or description of their battle. Yeah, there's nothing really too crazy or anything like that. On this route, there are no new Pokemon to encounter. There aren't any items really to see, so nothing really too much to worry about. That's really only the simplest way to put it. Go. The Magnemite is down. There we go. I completely ignored whatever she said. Awesome. Who are you? I knew we were onto something wild when we spotted you. Oh, please, let me explain. We travel around everywhere and interviewing all sorts of trainers. So, would you give us a bit of your time for an interview? Sure. Well, thank you. Okay, I need you to describe your feelings about our battle, but it has to be short and sweet. Go! Alright. Yeah, that's the perfect clincher. I get the feeling that this will make a great TV show. There's a chance that they'll air this on TV, so make sure you look for us. Okay, we'll be seeing you. And yeah, that's pretty much it for them. They'll pop up again eventually, or in due time we'll run into them. But for now, all we really can do is just kind of press forward and see if we can avoid trainers along the way, because I'd rather just fight them off screen. I'm full of pep, and my Pokemon is peppy too. Alright. Let's go and tackle this then. Camper Travis. Go. He's got a Sandshrew. Sludge should be fine for the most part. Poison Sting is gonna do not really a lot. I'm pure poison myself, so it's really gonna be super ineffective against me. And even though I'm using poison against you and it being not very effective, I'm still doing a bit more damage than you are. Just keep using sludge, hope to get a poison off at least. Go. There you go, we lowered our defenses, which should be fine. Or, yeah. We got a crit. Cool. Makes our job even easier. Go. Done, just like that. Keep on moving, and we try to head forward. The sandstone is vicious. It's impossible to keep going. We're unable to explore this desert area, though this music is awesome, and I freaking love it. It's one of my favorite soundtracks in Emerald. But aside from that, we see Route 111 to Route 112. Let's keep on going. Here we already have some encounters that we could have, but I'm gonna avoid because I don't feel like fighting too much. Though the new encounter, of course, aside from Meryl, is Numel. Numel is a fire ground type. Pretty interesting Pokemon, I guess to say the least. Can dish out some decent damage as well as tank some decent damage in return. Though having a Times Square weakness to water, it kind of gets destroyed by a lot of things in this game. I might as well take on these trainers as I go over Numel a bit. I believe it evolves into Camerupt at 30 or 35. So it's a pretty late game evolution. However, it does hold out again in a lot of situations. It has fire type move, ground type moves. It can even learn rock type moves as well, and I believe it can also learn solar beam, which is really cool. Though again, it being fire ground, it's frail to water entirely. It has good defenses overall. Kind of lacks in speed, but to make up for that, it hits pretty hard and it can hold out pretty well. Other than that, there's really not much else to note about Numel. It is what it is. It's the type of Pokemon that it is, and it keeps going with it. Go to Police to fight a Machop. Yes, gimme. Boom. And coming up, we have another area to access, and I do want to get a head start on going over this Pokemon because we're not going to be going through those areas all that long. This next area is literally going to be in and out very fast, so I'm not going to skip too much. I'm just going to jump straight into who we can encounter. The next area is the cave to the left, which is known as Fiery Path. We'll be back there much later to fully explore it, since we need strength, or we need to be able to use strength, and we don't have that available to us at the moment, but we will be back there later. Before we start, we see that upon hitting level 26, Choo-Choo is evolving. Which is perfect. Some of the Pokemon you can already encounter in there is Numel, of course, and there's so many new ones you can see. But first, we see that Choo-Choo is becoming Swallots, a defensive beast, which I'm very happy to have now. Trying to learn Body Slam, that's 1,000 times better than Hound, so we'll take that. Excellent. 1, 2, and poof, forgot Hound and learned Body Slam. Excellent. So we check him out, and he's got pretty high HP. His defenses are also a bit beefed up as well, which is not bad. Go. Other than that, we put you to the back. There we go. All set. Try to move up, and we see. Hey man, is our leader really going to awaken that thing? Sounds like it, yeah. But I heard we need a meteorite to do it. Oh, I get it now. That's why the rest of the crew went out to Fall Arbor. You got it. Until they come back, we're not to let anyone pass, right? Oh, looks like we can't really press forward too much. See, there's another trainer here. I kind of want to avoid this one because I can't really fight with Loudred here. But the new encounters you could run into is the Kanto Pokemon duo of Coughing and Grimer. Coughing is more apparent in Emerald and I believe in Sapphire, while Grimer is more apparent in Ruby. So that's always good to keep in mind. Other than that, we got double trainers, might as well fight. Pokemon encounter here are Numel and Meryl, so no difference, but Coughing and Grimer. Coughing is meant to be, I believe, specially defensive, is meant to tank a lot of hits and dish out some good special damage, while Grimer is meant to be more physically defensive and to dish out a lot more physical damage compared to Coughing. The key difference really is kind of their stats and their speed. I believe Coughing is actually a slight bit faster compared to Grimer, but Grimer can dish out more damage compared to Coughing, since Coughing is kind of meant to be a better wall, since it's especially defensive, and Grimer is more physically defensive. So it's a mix-up of how you want to play it, and you just work with whatever you got. Moving along, we also have Machop available. Machop is a pure fighting type. Oh, let me not forget to mention Coughing and Grimer are pure poison type, so if you didn't want to pick up Gulpin and Swallots, you can go ahead and get yourself a Coughing or a Grimer to have tag along with your team. Moving on, we have Machop. Machop is a pure fighting type. We've seen it in action before. Pretty powerful physical attacker, and it's just that. It's not really that fast. It can't really tank too much damage. It can dish out some good damage, but that's about it. It evolves, I believe, at 30 into Machoke, and via trade evolution into Machamp. But again, it keeps the same stats regardless. Physical attacker is what it's meant to be. You can try to raise its speed as much as you can, but it's still going to be a bit on the slow side, though it can dish out some good damage when necessary. Going along, we have encountered already Slugma. Slugma is a pure fire type. If you didn't choose Torchic, you can go ahead and get a Slugma with you. If you don't want Numel either, Slugma becomes a fire rock type. And although it does have a 4 weakness to water, it can still hold out a bit better than Numel, though it is a bit more frail. It has decent defenses and is kind of more so meant to be a good special attacker, if anything. It holds out in a lot of various situations, can dish out some really good damage, though again, it is a bit weak in its typing. It can only learn a small assortment of moves, and it doesn't have that much coverage as one would hope. Its defenses are really poor, so it kind of gets shot out and beat out by everything, but if you want a little bit of a glass cannon, I'd recommend yourself a Slugma. I believe it evolves at 37, so it's definitely a bit of a while, or it's a bit of a tough task to get up there and to really utilize, but it's a lot of fun if you choose to take it along with you and dish out some good damage with. Last up is a Pokemon that I think we saw at the beginning of our journey, or we could see at the beginning of our journey with May, depending on your starter. It is Torkoal. If you didn't want Slugma because of how frail it is, if you didn't want Numel because of how defense-oriented it is, if you didn't want Torchic because of how physically offensive it is, then here is your tried and true special attacker. Torkoal is a single-stage Pokemon, meaning it does not evolve at all. However, it makes up for that in its ability and its stats. Its stats are going to remain consistent, making it a pretty good defender as well as an attacker. It works pretty well in both sense of being a special attacker, being able to dish out loads of damage, as well as tank both physical and special hits. Being a pure fire type means it only has a handful of weaknesses, and it's not ×4 but ×2 only. Its special ability is known as White Smoke, I believe, or something like that, where basically it prevents the opponent's Pokemon from lowering its defense. So you can go at it with whatever you want. You attempt to lower its attack or any of its stats in general, like say you sent out a Gyarados with Intimidate, it will not work. So again, if you want to rock a Torkoal, it can do some good damage and it can serve pretty well in various situations. Eesh, that's not very good. Krakatoa might go down. Krakatoa's gonna go down. Oh, okay, cool. Well, it could have lived, but got a crit. Okay, moving on, anywho. I think I might have a revive, so I'm gonna use that. Moving on, Torkoal is decently fast. It's actually a bit slower than most, but it's a lot faster than you would expect it to be. Especially early game, it can do really good damage, and later on it can be outsped by a lot of things, but it can make up for it with its various moves and stats. Moving on from that, what else there is to note is that Torkoal can serve pretty well, and again, it's just an all-around great unit to use. If you want a good, special attacker, a fire type on your team, Torkoal is probably one of the best recommendations you could have aside from Torchic. But again, that's just my own personal opinion. Of course, you guys can make your own opinions and choose whatever you want, though again, I'd recommend if this is your first time around and you want a decent fire type but you didn't choose Torchic, go ahead with Torkoal. Rock it and show off just how powerful of a special attacker it can be. Done out of the way like that. Moving on, just from that, it was fucking a good headache and a handful of mess to go over. We're past that. We have a lot more to journey and a lot more to check out. And there we go. Took care of that trainer battle. After a while. So let's move along. And we have another trainer who I don't really, again, feel like fighting. So let's skip, thank you. We see this guy staring at this tree. It's a really nice tree. Wait, what? Some vines drop down. This tree can be climbed. Oh, interesting. Let's talk with this guy. What's that? What am I doing? Thinking about making my own room here using a Pokemon move. I know. I'll give you this TM. Will you use it to make your own room? Yeah, sure. You obtain TM43. There we go. Find a big tree that looks like it might drop some vines. Use secret power in front of the tree. Some vines should get free and drop down, so you can climb the tree. You'll find a lot of space for putting your favorite things. It'll be your own secret room. A secret base. You should make one too. Another thing, you don't always have to make your secret base in a tree. Try using secret power on rock walls that have small engines in them. I'm going to look for other places too. Okay, bye. Boom, that gives us an access to a feature that was available in this series. In Emerald, Ruby, and Sapphire, we're able to make secret bases where we can store our Pokédolls and such, and showcase our little special things. Moving on from that, yes, we like to heal. It allows you to also interact with your friends in a way by getting flags in later games. Aside from that, there's really not much more to know. You can specially design your secret base and add a bunch of things into it, though that's going to be for a later time when I have all options available to go into detail with it. There's not much else really to go over other than the other thing that secret power gives us access to is back in Slateport. If you remember, there was a shop we couldn't check out. Now with the secret power TM, teaching it to a Pokemon allows us to basically access the shop and see a whole slew of different items we can purchase for our secret base. But again, that'll take some time and that'll be a different episode when I go over that. For now, with this check of the TV, this is gonna wrap up the video. In search of trainers. Hi, today I'm visiting an area near Route 111. We're trying to spot some up-and-coming new talent in the field. Today we turned our lens on the trainer Isaac. There's something about this trainer that piqued our interest. The best way to determine how strong a trainer is? Well, the fastest way is the battle, so we began our investigation. And that's how we ended up in a battle with Isaac. In a dominating performance, we were flattened, rolled up, and tossed aside. Isaac is ruthlessly strong. Here's our impression after having battled our feature. Having a battle with a trainer feature. A combination of Gulpin and Grovyle was divine. Hey, GG. The sight of them, Gulpin and Grovyle, selflessly supporting each other in the thick of battle. It was a marvelous sight to behold. Absorb was a move the trainer used last in our battle. The move Absorb is Gulpin and Grovyle's sign of friendship. After our battle, we asked Isaac for a succinct summary. The trainer replied, lolling. Isaac's Pokemon, Gulpin, and Grovyle. And lolling. That's deep. There's deep significance behind that quote. It's no surprise, a good trainer has good things to say. That's all for today. See you again in our next broadcast. And if we try to go back to see where they were, they will no longer be there. But that'll wrap up this episode for now. Hope you guys did enjoy. Join me here next time where we continue on with Route 101 or Route 111 and so forth, and see just what is available to us or what is left for us to see. I'm gonna go back and fight some trainers I skipped out on. But again, that'll be it for now. I hope you guys did enjoy. I hope you guys continue to enjoy. and I will of course be seeing all of you dudes next time. Peace out, everybody.